Hey guys, this is Vic K. Very good morning, good day to you all. I'm here hiking up in the woods and I wanted to chat about something that came to my mind as I'm climbing up this hill here. Uh, every one of us has an aspiration to climb great heights, to go up the corporate ladder or whatever other career ladder you might have for yourself. It's not that easy to make it to the top. It takes a lot of effort, just like going on a hike. There's a lot of things that are involved, and not everyone can really make it to the top. And some people make it to the top easily, some people struggle, some people never make it. So what's really the difference between those who make it to the top and those who can't? There are a few things I want to talk about. I'll call it the 4 P's of climbing the corporate ladder. The first P is to be prepared. So when I came on this hike, I was prepared. I had my hat, my shades on, I got my glasses and my water bottle. So I'm not, stuck halfway through this hike, dehydrated and kind of looking for water middle of nowhere, right? So it's important to be prepared. So what does that mean in the corporate world? You have to be prepared in terms of, let's say you're attending a meeting. You want to do your homework before you attend the meeting. Look up the agenda, review the content that is being discussed, and do your homework. Find out why are we meeting? What is the ideal outcome for this meeting? How can we make sure that you can drive the meeting towards a productive outcome? And what are other people looking to you for in this meeting? Are you prepared? That's your number one indication that you're ready to make it to the next level up. The next P I'm going to talk about is, I'm going to call it presentation. It's an often misunderstood concept. Presentation does not necessarily mean that you are focusing on pretty slides, and that's really important that you develop a nice visual, but it's also important in 2 other aspects. Number one, how you dress. Are you dressed like you are ready for the next level up? If you're in a formal environment, take a look at how the C-level in your company, or the VPs, SVPs, how are they dressed? How do they present themselves in different events, different meetings, etc. Right? Try and ensure that you are along those lines in terms of your dress code, dress sense, things like that. Second is just in terms of how you communicate. Are you able to put yourself in their shoes and think through what is it that is important to your manager, your manager's manager's manager? What are the KPIs, the key performance indicators that they are being measured on? And how can you help with driving those KPIs in the right direction? If you can help move the needle for your manager or your manager's manager in the right direction with your creative inputs, that's what's going to get you noticed. So start with that and think through how you can put yourself in your shoes of the people who you report up to, not necessarily just one level up. Think through at least 1 or 2 levels at the minimum, and then that should give you a better perspective on what it takes to go up the ladder. Number 3 is really about being proactive. This might come as a surprise, but most organizations will find that half of their problems are really about the challenge with people not taking action at the right time. And this can lead to one or more problems within the company. So the best way for you to stand out is to be proactive. And what does that mean? It means trying to anticipate problems before they actually occur, right? So let's say that you work in a software development organization. Could you anticipate problems that could lead to maybe performance issues for the product once it's released into the market? Or maybe you have some sense of user experience that may not fit well with customers once we roll these new features out. Something that maybe your immediate team or your managers may not have noticed or may not have maybe prioritized, right? Can you come up with a proactive strategy to prioritize that and then make sure that you can communicate that plan and also take the initiative on coming up with a resolution for at least a few of those items, right? Maybe you need to build a new team to solve some of these larger problems, but if these are small areas within your domain that you can tackle, take the initiative. Show that you can be part of the solution. You definitely don't want to be part of the problem. There are a lot of people there who expect that they will get promoted just because they brought up an issue. That's being part of the problem. You really want to be part of the solution, and that's what will stand out in terms of people who can make things happen within the company. Right? So be proactive. It's super important. And last but not the least is the concept of perception. This can be a little tricky because perception is not necessarily something that is very tangible, but you can think through this for yourself, right? If someone were to talk about you when you're not around, how do they view you? What do they know about you, good or bad, right? So my first ask of you would be, assume that you're someone else for just a bit. Just play with me. And make a chart. What do they know about you? What do they know good or bad about you? So create two different columns, the good and the bad, right? Hopefully there's no ugly about you, but good and bad should suffice as a start. And then that's your top two columns. And then bottom two, what I want you to think through is, how are you going to fix anything that you think is likely to be a wrong perception about you? So if you have good, how do you strengthen it? That's your strategy under the good column. How do you make your perception about something good about you stronger if it is accurate? If it is wrong, what are you going to do proactively to fix that perception? So that's the challenge that I'm going to set for you, and do that, and I promise you that you will be hiking up to the very top, and pretty soon you'll be at a spot where you might be welcomed into the C-suite, or you might find a better position in a better leadership role somewhere else outside, whatever that might be. All right, so keep those 4 P's in mind. Again, for your benefit, I'm going to reiterate them. The first P that we talked about is preparedness. Make sure you're prepared. Remember my hat and my shades. Number 2, be proactive. Number 2 is presentation. Think through all the key points that you're trying to make, and how do you communicate that in a clear and concise manner. And Number 3 is proactive. And how do you ensure that you are proactively identifying problems? Number 4 is the perception that people have of you. So keep those 4 P's in mind, and I'm promising you that if you start to take action towards these 4 P's, you'll start to see the results in short order. So if you have any questions, I'm here for you. Again, my name is Vic K. I'll be your career coach as you need. Thanks.